Hi, do angels exist in human form? I think they do. I want to tell you about an experience I had last year. I was admitted to A&E with a suspected heart attack. Thankfully I was okay. But during my visit to the hospital, something very strange occurred. I was taken to a ICU room, which was very busy with obviously doctors, nurses and technicians running around everywhere in coats. And I became aware of a very attractive nurse that seemed to have an aura around her. It's the only way I can describe it. She seemed to shine. She was very attractive, quite young, and she had this perpetual smile and just seemed so happy as she was wandering around the ward. What was really odd, that nobody else seemed to notice her. It was almost like I was watching her move around, but nobody else was aware of her presence. I was duly examined by the doctor, and I was taken off to a little side room where I was put in the cubicle, and obviously the curtains are pulled around me. A few minutes later, the curtains pulled back, and the same nurse came in. Again, she was incredibly beautiful. I mean, I'm not just saying it because she was a female. It was almost because she had a inner beauty that was shining through from her soul, and this incredible smile on her face. She came over to me and again continually smiling and chatting and asked how I felt, and then she went. I was then taken to another room to wait to see a consultant, and as I was sitting there I could again see this nurse darting around everywhere. Again, she was the most beautiful person I've ever seen, but the beauty wasn't just in terms of her physical appearance. It was as if she exuded an energy, a calming, healing energy. It was so bizarre because nobody seemed to see her. She was wandering in and out of the doctors and nurses, almost like she was invisible. And I began to actually think, was I the only person seeing her? And I literally turned away and turned back, and she'd gone, and there was no sign of her. After I was discharged, I walked around the ICU just to see if I could see her, and there was absolutely no sign of her anywhere. I do actually wonder if this is a sign of an angel in human form, because they are said to be in hospitals and places of disasters and illness, and they walk among us. Personally, because of the aura she emanated and the warmth and love and beauty that came from her, I actually do really believe she was an angel in human form. On to another story. Several years ago, I used to sit in a development circle in Maidstone in Kent, and the chap that ran it was an old man in his 80s called Matt, a very nice little jovial Irishman. He was telling us a story of an encounter he had with an angel in human form. It was during the war, just after the war, and he was in London apparently, and in those days banks were very different than they are today. They weren't so closed in with screens, they were more open with desks. And anyway, he went into this bank, and as he was about to go in the bank, apparently a stranger literally appeared from nowhere. He said there was nobody there at all, and this stranger literally just came out of the shadows, stopped him going in the bank and took him outside. And he just led him outside, and then the stranger just walked off. Seconds later, there was an explosion in the bank, and through an unexploded bomb, and quite a few people were killed and injured. And to this day, Matt, the gentleman told me this story, totally believes that he was actually saved by an angel. And over the years, I've heard many stories of angelic encounters that people have had, through people appearing out of nowhere and helping in their greatest need. And I do believe sincerely that angels do walk amongst us in human form. They also, obviously, they come in spiritual form sometimes, as I said in my previous video about an angelic encounter I had with the Archangel Metatron. I hope you find it enjoyable. If you want to find out more about me and the work I do, go to www.ianbroadmore.com, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.